All right. Hello, everybody. This is ExParrot, and you're watching Friday Night Magic, such as it is. We're going to be doing a ranked draft on Rivals of Ixalan, which is actually looks like 2 packs of Rivals of Ixalan, 1 pack of Ixalan. I understand, and it's been a while since I've done it myself, so I don't remember, but I understand it's not a terribly great draft format. But there's more than a few Ixalan cards I could use. And rather than spend wild cards to do it, I figure with a draft, I might be able to pick up a few of them. We're going to be doing a 750 gem one since I have the gems. And the rest of the gems and as much gold as I can, I'm going to be trying to save because Ravnica Allegiance does premiere, I believe, the 20th or 24th toward the end of this month. And it will be on Magic Gathering Arena about the same time that it's available for pre-releases. And so I want to be able to have some gems and everything ready to go and saved up so I can really just hit the ground running. The set looks pretty fun so far. I'm going to really be repping Gruul this time around just because the cards I've seen out of Gruul so far kind of fit into my aggro style of play. And so I think, let me make sure okay, yes, good. I actually have the mic unmuted. Let me check OBS, make sure everything there. Yep, everything there is still good. So I guess we're going to go ahead and get started. It's about 7:30, right? Right. Okay, so Zatalpa Primal Dawn. Doesn't seem too bad. Waternaught's a good card. Legion Conquistador, if you can pick up a few of them. Divine Verdict. Not 100% sure about Everdawn Champion. I know dinosaurs are a very popular draft format in this environment. I'm really, even though it's only blue card in the pack, I think I'm going to go ahead and take Waterknot this time. Just, it's the first pack, first pick. I have time to worry about picking up decent stuff here. So Mausoleum Harpy. Sun-Crested Pterodon, which is actually a pretty darn good creature. I'm going to go ahead and take that. Awakened Amalgam. Yeah, that's not a terribly exciting creature. Squire's Devotion's not bad. Sun Sentinel's a basic creature. Cacaphodon here is it's a 2/5 for 4 mana that whenever it's dealt damage, you get to untap a permanent. Can't be all bad, right? Divine Verdict. I think I'll go with Divine Verdict, though. A little bit of removal. So let's see. Frilled Deathbidder. I like Frilled Deathbidder. When enraged trigger is 2 damage target opponent or planeswalker. Sailor of Means. You can't go wrong with that one. Traveler's Amulet's alright. Overgrown Armasaur. Strider Harness. It's been a while since I drafted Ixalan. Can you tell? I think I'll go with a Sailor of Memes. So, Stampeding Horncrest has haste as long as you control another dinosaur. 3/4 Orozca Raptor is really overcosted for what you get. I'm not looking at Merfolk. I take this one. I know I'm kind of bending a little towards dinosaurs, but I like playing dinosaurs in this format. So Snubhorn Sentry. There's another Sun-Crested Pterodon. Evasion's always... Oh my goodness, Sun-Crested Pterodon again? Guess I could have a whole bunch of flyers with Vigilance. Only problem being that I don't have a lot of lower casting cost spells here. Swaggering Corsair, Orozca... I don't know, I'm just kind of picking now. Cacaphodon... I'll take Plummet. Orozca Raptor, Island Lake Boo. Alright, so Polyraptor. I think we have a pick right there. With that one. Atali Primal Storm. Okay, well, I need to start picking up some lower creatures here because I can't have everything be expensive. And it looks like I'm going to be going 3-color at this rate. Pride of Conquerors is a nice little card. And if nothing else, I can play it outside of this format. Thunderherd Migration. That'll help with mana fixing if I am going 3 colors. Do a Guildgrove Stalker for a 2-drop. A Sun-Collared Raptor for a 2-drop. Another Snubhorn Sentry for a 1-drop. I'm going to go creature over equip. Take a land. Really? Shatter or Naturalize for the same cost. I think I'll go with Naturalize. And Naturalize again. Okay, well. Vona is a great little creature if I could use it, and I can't use it in this environment, so we're going to go with the Blossom Dryad. Fathom Feet Firebrand isn't bad. Fire Cannon Blast seems good in my colors. Strong Brute or Hijack. Let's go with the Brute. Even though it can't block, it's a great attacker. Frenzied Raptor. A lot of blue in this last pack. Commune with Dinosaurs. Why not? Fathom Fleet Firebrand. Yeah, my colors are suddenly being picked. Sky Terror's decent. Nest Robber. I don't know how good this deck's going to be, but I think I'll have fun playing it with any luck. Brazen Buccaneers. Hijack just for the hell of it. Crashing Canopy. I don't know if this is the best of 3 or not. Yeah, so let's change deck layout. Now, get that out of here. Anything that's not in my colors needs to go right off the bat. Into the sideboard. Alright, then we're going to get rid of anything that is really not going to immediately help me. I've never been a big fan of Ryle. As far as 4-drops goes, these aren't good enough for me. Honestly, I don't think the Brazen Buccaneers are either. They're really kind of crappy for what they offer. We're definitely keeping Polyraptor and Atali, and because of that, we're also going to be keeping 17 lands. So, what do we got in the deck? 46 out of 40, so I need to drop 6 cards. I did manage to get some low-end stuff finally, which is good. Real Deathbidder has always been a pain in the butt to fight against. I have a lot of dinosaurs, but I still think I'm going to drop Commune with Dinosaurs from the deck because I hate to spend the mana on it and whiff. Sure Strike is a great combat trick. I like swashbuckling in this format. It's always done me well. Tenali's Crown. He could ping a creature off the board, but I'm not certain that it's what I'm wanting. I do like Divine Verdict. Blossom Dryad as a ramp. Frillback, I mean, it's got some power. It'll trade with a 2-2, though. Same with the Frenzied Raptor. Stubhorn Sentry's just a great, great blocker early. I'm not going to be dropping Suncrested Pterodons. Once I can get those in play, I'm going to be able to come up board and be swinging for damage. I have other pirates, not a ton. Fire Cannon Blast is yes, absolutely. It's not going anywhere. Let's get rid of Hijack. It's such a fun card to play with. It really is. But I don't know that it's going to win me any games today. Okay, so 42 means I need to drop 2 cards still. Or maybe it's a sign. It's a sign I need to drop 2 cards, what it is. We're going to drop Swagger and Corsair. It's only good if you swing with the raid, in which case it's perfectly costed at that point. 3 for 3/3. If you don't have raid, you're overpaying for it. I really am not a big fan of cards that make you go an extra mile just to be on mana curve. I'm sitting here going, man, I could drop a Sun-Crested Pterodon. I mean, I've got 3, 4, 5, 6 cards above 5 mana, but I have cut a lot of my top-end cards as of late and paid the price for doing so. I feel like I've lost games because I didn't have big, beefy baits to drop on the board late in the game, and I don't want to put myself in that position again. Suncaller Raptor is good for the extra mana late game. I want the Thunderherd Migration. Kind of looking at either Gilt Grove Stalker or Nest Robber. Probably the Stalker. Nest Robber is a dinosaur. Alright, that gives me 40. Let's do this. 3 losses. Make me think this is best of 1. So getting rid of the exclusively sideboard cards is probably not a bad deal, although I may regret it if I come up against people with a lot of flyers. And we have a 1-land hand. It's going back. We have a 2-land hand with the ability of Thunderherd Migration for the 3rd land. Go ahead and put that down for the moment. So I can go for a Plains on turn 3. Unless we drop Sky Terror. Oh, no, turn 2, excuse me. And a Fanatical Firebrand coming up my butt here. Right off the bat. Reveal a dinosaur card. Reveal the Sky Terror. Look for a Plains. Put it. Oh, it puts it on the battlefield. That's even better. I thought it put it in my hand. I could actually drop the Cacaphodon next turn and have a big, beefy blocker. Guess I need to read the cards. RTFC, people. Morgoth. My opponent hit me for 1 again. Ooh, Tali the Primal Storm. I need 2 more mana to cast it, but let's go ahead and drop this guy. He's nice and big. Got big fat butt. 5 toughness. And that stopped their offense. Let's see. So Stampeding Horncrest has haste as long as I control another dinosaur. So here's a 4/4 that's immediately going to be swinging in for some beats. If I draw 1 more mana, Atali coming out will pretty much bring the game to an end unless they have an answer. I don't have the Forerunner that enables the Polyraptor combo, but that's fine with me. Oh my lord. Alright. Let's go ahead and swing out. Declare blockers. No blockers. Drop a Tali, the Primal Storm. I know there's no Z in there, but I'm going to call him that anyway. Him, her, it. Legendary creature, Elder Dinosaur. I know it's not the greatest draft format, but being able to play with dinosaurs kind of makes up for it. And boom, they're going to go ahead and concede. I can't blame them. And there's a win right off the bat. Now, I have to get 6 wins to hit my break-even point. Actually, the break-even point is between 5 and 6 wins because 5 wins gets you 650 gems, 6 wins gets you 850, and you spend 750 to get in. So really, at 6 wins, you're not only hitting break-even, you're getting an extra 100 gems on top of it. Rivals of Ixalan packs also is your reward. Gotta get all the way up to 7 wins if you want to win a guaranteed 2 packs. If you don't make it up to 7, you could get 2 packs, but there's a chance you won't. Which I'm sure if you play Arena, you already know all this. Again, a Thunderherd migration coming down turn 2 is going to let me eventually drop the Snubhorn Sentry, as well as ramp up to Suncrested Pterodon. So we're going to go ahead and reveal the Snubhorn and find my planes. I could actually Fire Cannon Blast next turn if I need to, depending on what they drop, and they don't drop anything. So, Snubhorn Sentry, allowed. Swashbuckling on the Snubhorn Sentry, allowed. Swing 2/5 Snubhorn. That's going to become a 5/5 as soon as I have the City's Blessing. With 6 permanents in play. Oh, is this Water Knot? No, it's not. All right. Go ahead and swing. Drop the Suncrested Pterodon, which will have Vigilance because I control another dinosaur. And I'm looking to be in pretty good shape right now. And a Bishop of Binding. All right. That sucks. That's all right, though. Let's go ahead and Fire Cannon blast the Bishop. I'll get back the Suncrested Pterodon, but won't be able to attack because of Summoning Sickness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As soon as I drop that forest, I'll have 10 permanents in play. And the Bishop comes back. Well, crud. Double Bishop of Binding. That's hell of a... I mean, I can't argue with it. It's a hell of a draft pull. We'll drop the Frenzied Raptor, which will make the Snubhorn a 5/5. I believe that gives me City's Blessing. Yep. Now the 5/5 swinging. If they block, I get my Suncrested Pterodon back. If they don't block, it's 5 to the face. Thrilling commentary from ExParrot. Headwater Sentries. Well, there's a big fat butt. That's going to stop the Frenzied Raptor. But it won't stop the Snubhorn. Come along, dude. Go ahead and figure it out. We're not going to swing all. We're just going to swing with the Snubhorn. We have Suncrested Pterodon on second main. Declare blockers. They let it through. Suncrested Pterodon is allowed. I got blue mana open. It's never guaranteed. Although it's been a while, so I don't remember what counter magic's available in Ixalan. Ixalan block, I should say. Last block before they got rid of blocks entirely. So Riverwise Augur. When enters the battlefield, draw 3, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library. So enters battlefield, Brainstorm. But in an environment where fetch lands don't exist, that's really a great way to brainstorm lock yourself, which is a thing in Legacy Vintage. Alright, what do you got? Pinchy Mixed Dingbutt keeps getting... Target Vampire gets +1/+1. You know, I'm going to take the risk with the Frenzied. I'm curious to see what they got. Because the only reason they'd be swinging like this is if they got a combat trick. Or I could be wrong. That seemed like a really bad play, if I do say so myself, because now I have two flyers that can't block. Unless they were trying to goad me into an attack. Nope. I'm not sure what they were doing. Alright. Well, quick 2-0. Advance to silver tier 3 rank. Alright, so let's see if we can't make a quick 3-0. Excuse me. Uh-oh, Paradox. That's an interesting name. I'll go with it. I'm game. Well, for the first time in the draft, I didn't start with the Thunderherd Migration in hand. That's alright, though. They went to 6 right off the bat. I'm not going to drop the Snubhorn first turn. I don't think I need to. This gives me the opportunity to just go straight to Sky Terror and Frilled Death Spitter. Shock is a thing in Ixalan. And Lightning Strike, so gotta keep an eye out for that. So then Ollie's Knight. Frilled Death Spitter comes down. Let's go ahead and swing with the Sky Terror. Decided not to attack, which is fine with me. I'm going to go ahead and swing and see if I can bring a block or not. They're considering it. Divine Verdict gets me an opportunity for a 2-for-1 here if they have a combat trick like Sure Strike. Next. Alright, no combat tricks. Frilled Death Spitter will simply enrage and deal 2 to Paradox, and I'll drop the Snubhorn Sentry and pass turn. One more mana, and I can drop the Stampeding Horncrest. Or I could just drop Blossom Dryad, do it next turn. No reason to swing with Snubhorn. It doesn't have the Queen's or the City's Blessing yet. Queen's Blessing, where did that come from? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just imagine Queen Elizabeth back there doing her little wave and like, yes, yes, it has my blessing. My wife's now laughing at me. Alright, so, untap target land. Drop Stampeding Horncrest, which is going to be able to attack immediately. While they have no mana up. Oh, they got their own Stampeding Horncrest, and they decided to leave it back because reasons. Suncrested Pterodon comes down. Next. Sky Terror. In turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, one more permanent, and I'll have City's Blessing. Makes Snubhorn Sentry a 3/3. I gotta keep Sky Terror and Suncrested Pterodon alive if I want a chance to win this game. I mean, I can win it anyway. There's City's Blessing. We're gonna go ahead and drop the Fathom Fleet Firebrand. Or is it the Fathom Yeet Firebrand? Because it's free to go ahead and do so, I still have mana open for my last card in hand, Divine Verdict. Leaving them at 4 life. which means I am representing lethal on board next turn. Forerunner of the Empire. That's not going to save them. Whenever a dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have it deal 1 damage to each creature. I do not have any enraged creatures at the moment. If I have my Polyraptor down... Oh, they've got the Polyraptor. But all they're doing is showing me, yes, if I had another turn, I could pull off the combo. Sadly, you do not have another turn. Alright, 3-0. Apparently I'm better at drafting Ixalan block than I thought. Creeping Chill, I already have a play set of those, I believe, so... Just help my vault a little bit. I'm at 27.6%. I wouldn't mind opening the vault again and getting more wild cards. I've been saving up all of my wild cards, preparing for Ravnica Allegiance. Let's see, what do we got here? No red mana. I'll go with it anyway. It's going to be a slow hand, unless I draw into a mountain or something else that lets me start dropping some critters on the board. But we'll also see if maybe my opponent's in the same boat. I am on the draw, which is going to be kind of problematic if I have a slow start. Oh, but they went to 5 and scryed to the... Oh, excuse me, scryed to the top. And there's the mountain right off top. So that's turn 2 Fathom Fleet Firebrand, turn 3 Blossom Dryad. Can't argue with that. Plus a Sure Strike if I need it. +3/+0 and First Strike. Great combat trick. Great way to finish off an opponent if you need to. Looks like they're playing dinosaurs as well. So Blossom Dryad. I'm going to keep the Dryad alive no matter what. I'll go ahead and block with the Fathom Fleet Firebrand if I need to, but I want to get a Tali. I can get Suncrested Pterodon next turn, and then a Tali the turn after. Thanks to that Blossom Dryad. And Atali is going to make this game a lot easier to work with. Strychnine, my opponent. I like it. Mutiny. Well, they decided I didn't need my Blossom Dryad after all. I mean, it's not a bad play. I can't argue with it. It is going to slow me down by a turn. Well then, nice little trick. I'll lose my creature, they get theirs back after doing 2 to me. But they can't recast it this turn. And Snubhorn Sentry is going to come down now. And he can Sure Strike to deal with the Frilled Death Spitter if I need to. But as it turns out, it probably won't be that big of an issue because I will be able to drop the Suncrested Pterodon. Come on, I don't care about their combat step. I need 1 more mountain to drop a Tali. Speak of the devil. It's like Magic loves me tonight for some reason. Go ahead and set up auto pass. Overgrown Armasaur. Yeah. Seems good. And the best part is I'll be able to untap with the Tali and Sure Strike still active in my hand. Suncrested Pterodon attack is free. Colossal Dreadmoss, 6/6. Wow. Can't argue with that. There's City's Blessing. So we're going to go ahead and swing with the Tali because I want to be able to cast both of them. Target a creature. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do Swashbuckling on a Tali. Yes, go ahead and resolve it because that makes it an 8/8. Makes it a lot harder for them to do block. And that means the blowout's going to be that much bigger. There's Dreadmaw. And the Overgrown Armosaur, kind of what I was hoping for, because that makes a huge blowout. I'm going to kill both of their creatures and not lose my Atali in the process, thanks to First Strike. And I have their Ravenous Daggertooth. Yep, there goes the concession. So I'm going to move straight to Silver Tier 2 now. Off of what has been a very good evening for drafting, for once. Last few weeks of drafting, I have done badly. Now I'm straight up 4-0 right off the bat. Sorry, I think I banged the microphone with my cup. For people who are familiar with the acronym BREAD for drafting, you understand where Atali is. For those who aren't, the B in BREAD represents bombs, and that is straight up what Atali is. Atali hits the board, Atali stays alive, your card advantage just goes through the roof. Wow, all 5 drops. Much as I'd love to keep it, I really think the best option is to go ahead and mulligan that hand. You can't be afraid to mulligan, and that's one of my biggest flaws as a player, is I don't mulligan often enough. That gets +1/+0 if it's attacking. Alright. Wish I had a Plains for the Snubhorn, but I'll have to drop Sun-Colored Raptor instead. I mean, it's not going to be able to drop... Well, it could kill. I could trade with the Grasping Scoundrel. Now we have a Dinosaur Hunter. That can kill any dinosaur it deals damage to. I need mana, otherwise I'm going to end up going 4-1. Alright, we're going to block the Grasping Scoundrel. We'll take 2 from the Dinosaur Hunter. And mana screwed. Alright. That's what I was worried about. It's going to happen sooner or later. If I can get a 3rd land, I can drop the Frill back on the board, take out the Dinosaur Hunter with it. Take 4. Looks like they're stalled at 3 as well. Alright, here we go. Frill back comes down. 4/2. Can block the Dinosaur Hunter and kill it. Assuming they don't have a kill spell. Knock on wood. That was me knocking on wood. Boom. Ah, 1/3 flyer. Alright, I gotta stabilize this game, people. Gotta stabilize here. Alright, I'm gonna have to drop Blossom Dryad. Skybladed Legion is only 1 damage. Oh, crud. They got their 4th mana. As much as I love to keep Blossom Dryad in play to tap and untap things, I think I have to block the Scoundrel now. Impale. Well, or maybe I'll just go ahead and let my creature get impaled. This seems like a good idea, too. Crap, I wish I'd been a second Plains. I could have dropped Snubhorn and Sky Terror. Instead, I'm going to use Divine Verdict to kill off the Scoundrel. Or kill off the Skybladed Legion. And hope for another land. And it comes into play tapped. That was a dirty trick game. Just dirty. Alright, Sky Terror. I guess it doesn't matter either way. Let's see if they've got a kill spell. I mean, I fell behind too early. Yep, there it is. Ravenous Chupacabra take out Dinosaur, and they swing for the kill. That'll drop me a rank, I think. Or maybe not. I think Silver Tier, you can't lose rank. Alright, 4-1. Moving on, hoping not to get mana screwed. So now I could sit back and, with hindsight, and say, well, maybe I shouldn't have taken the mulligan. But I had a 3-land hand with all of my cards being basically 5 drops. That's a terrible hand to take, because if you don't draw the land, you're not dropping those, and if you're not drawing creatures you can cast, you're sitting there on the board twiddling your thumbs. Alright. This is acceptable. Opening Stone Quarry. Second turn Snubhorn, third turn Araska Frillback. Actually, I can go ahead and safely drop Snubhorn. I don't need the Stone Quarry right now. I can drop that next turn if I don't draw a forest or something. Well, even if I draw a forest. If I don't draw a 2-drop, we'll say. Alright, there you go. No attacks. They could pump the Sun-Collared Raptor and kill the Snubhorn. For that reason, I'm not going to block. I'll let them use their mana, swing for 4. Forest? Mountain. Well, crap. Not what you want to see. But that's the risk of playing a 3-color deck. You're not always going to draw the color mana you need. They have a spell second main. A Grazing Whiptail. Oh, good lord. Next turn, I at least can drop the Stampeding Horncrest and slow the bleeding. Compete with dinosaurs, and I've got a 2/3 Sun-Collared Raptor. I'm going to go ahead and... Well, let's go ahead and block the Sun-Collared Raptor because it forces them to have to use the mana. That prevents them casting any more spells this turn. Alright. Stampeding Horncrest hits the board. I'm at 10 and fixing to go 4 and 2 now. It's just that whole mana screw situation. Mana color screw. Needle Teeth Raptor. Ugh. Not something I want to see. Alright, I'll go ahead and block. I don't really have a choice in the matter. I can't afford to keep taking more damage. And I still don't find the forest. So let's see. If I don't find a forest next turn, I'm toast. I mean, there's just no ifs, ands, or buts. Needletooth Raptor and all that's going to be an absolute pain in my butt. And... calling it. All green cards, no green mana. Alright. 4 and 2. Let's try and salvage this before it goes completely off the rails. I'm only 46 minutes in. There's been some pretty quick games. Yeah, I'll take this. Not the best one, but I'm tired of having cards in hand I can't play. With this one at least, oh, my opponent went to 6. I was going to say, with this one at least I can play something out of it. Do you have a shock or something, buddy? Snubhorn Sentry. All this white creatures and no white mana is going to be bad. But there are 5 drops mostly, and Snubhorn isn't that spectacular. Alright, if they kill that, at least they take 2 to the face for it. Throw down your shock if you're going to do it. Please. Otherwise, pass turn. There you go. Brazen Buccaneers. 2/2 haste. Reveals Araska Relic, so that'll explore and go to 3. If they want to swing, they can. Did not draw the mana I was hoping for. Alright, Frenzied Raptor. I'm going to go ahead and swing. I'm not going to do much by just sitting here with my thumb up my butt. So they'll take 2 and go to 18 at least. If I can draw a couple of lands, one of them being plains, I'm in okay shape here. There's their Sun-Crested. Well, Swashbuckling makes that a 6/4, which makes their Sun-Crested Pterodon a terrible blocker. So maybe I can still pull this out. Campman Keeper, 1/1 first strike. Creatures you control gain +2/+2 in the turn. Sacrifice it, pay 8 mana. Got it. Sun-Crested Pterodon does not have Vigilance. Alright. Let's pay the additional cost of revealing a dinosaur, which is going to be the Snubhorn, because that's the card I'm going to play afterward. Once I can untap with all that white mana in play. I'm feeling Sure Strike. So I'm going to hold back a turn. That may be the bad play to make here, may not be the right play. But I would really like to be able to do something other than die. 3 Sun-Crested Pterodons on mine. You know what? Screw it. Let's see if they got it. There's the block. Sure Strike? Something? Dinosaur Stampede. Dinosaurs gain trample. Okay, so it's just going to be a straight up trade. Oh no, attacking creatures get +2/+2. Or +2/+0. So the only thing you did was pump my creature. That was a mistake on my opponent's part. They didn't read the card. That was actually a huge mistake to make. I feel bad for him. Because that's not the kind of mistake you want to be making when you're playing Magic. In a tight match like this, he needed to have that Frenzied Raptor dead. And they're going to go ahead and concede. I'll go to 5 and 2. Alright, ICR is Knight of Grace. Already got a place set, so that'll go straight to Vault Progress. So I'm actually only 100 gems down at this point. Now, Polyraptor not going to be a card I'm going to be using in Gruul. In fact, honestly, I don't know that any of these cards will go into a Gruul deck. Oh, man, if I can draw a forest, I'm in good shape. If. That's not the kind of thing you want to say when you're playing this. I am playing a 3-color deck. I'm not going to get that perfect draw. No land, right off. Third land, forest would be fantastic. Ah, Bishop Soldier. Not what I want to see. Well, that is a Fire Cannon Blast at the very least. So I can drop that next turn. Fire Cannon Blast the Bishop Soldier off the board. The other one does have Menace, but I can just, if I can actually draw some mana, I can just drop 2 creatures and not worry about it. It's only 2 damage a turn. It's not nearly as important. Alright, you get either Thunderherd Migration or Divine Verdict. I suspect Verdict. No, Thunderherd Migration. I can't even cast it, but if I get another land, I can cast the other one. Frill Deathspitter. Now, the Voracious Vampire does have Menace, which can make it a little bit trickier. Because I can't block it this turn. Oh, my lord. Fine. Go ahead and cast it. Swing 5. I can't block anyway. The Immortal Sun. That's bad. I can now Divine Verdict the Voracious Vampire. They're going to draw an additional card, which is bad. I'll take 2 and go to 3. If I draw another land, I can Suncrest a Pterodon. Or I can just sit here with my thumb up my butt. That seems like a good idea, too. Seeker Squire. Three, 4 now. Alright, I'm going to take 2. I have to draw a land that comes into play untapped. So no Stone Quarry, you hear me, deck? Or I could just go ahead and take 4 this turn and die. Alright, well, 5 and 3. So let's see what my prizes are. So, 650 gems, so I only spent 100 gems effectively. I got a number of cards. I have a 35% chance to gain the bonus pack. 1 pack it is. Alright. And we're going to go ahead and open it on camera. Get my unlimited or uncommon wild card. Get a common wild card. And Paladin of Atonement. No. Just not something I needed. Well, that was only 55 minutes. So I'll tell you what I'm going to go ahead and do. We're going to play ranked play. I'm going to play some mono red, which is what I've been using to try and build my rank. You can watch me play some aggro. I love me some aggro. So, this is a mulligan hand. If you see my, if you can read the tracker on the left-hand side of the screen, one thing you'll note is I'm running Risk Factor, not Experimental Frenzy. And the reason is Experimental Frenzy, for, at least in my experience, has underperformed. I know a lot of people are just so big on that card. And it is a good card, but I've had way too many times where I draw dead, 2 lands or whatever, or I draw too many expensive cards. It just has not worked out for me. I find Risk Factor to be a much better card in most cases, especially if I can wear them down. Against control deck, it's just so much better. Against decks that rely on you, or them having some enchantment removal, Knight of Autumn or something like that, Ixalan's Binding, Conclave Tribunal, they can deal with the Experimental Frenzy. You can't do that if you got Risk Factor, it's not as big a deal. Sorry, I'm getting distracted because I'm thinking I need another mountain here. Perfect top deck. Chain Whirler wipes out their Saprolings. And swing 1. So I'm playing against tokens, Selesnya tokens. I have 8 damage worth of burn in my hand. I just drew into Risk Factor, which is fantastic. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to go ahead and Wizard Lightning my opponent to the face, because that's going to trigger, get 2 Lava Runner, and be able to swing for 5. Drop them to 9. The lower you get them, the more useful Risk Factor is. Because they get to that point where they don't want to risk letting you have the extra cards, because they're going to take damage. I'm actually going to play it before combat, too. The thing about Risk Factor is it's a tricky card to play around. Do you go ahead and take the damage? Do you go ahead and do that assuming, like for instance, I have enough burn in my hand now to kill them before attacks next turn. So they had to think, I can block this turn, but if I do, can I survive another turn after? Does he have enough burn to kill me? And the answer in this case is yes, I have enough burn to kill them, and they didn't realize it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have taken that. So, 2 damage, Lightning Strike, 3, -1, dead. I find a lot of players play badly around Risk Factor, and it makes it a much more pertinent card for me to play. And you'll see people insult it. They'll be sitting there like, such a crappy card to play at 20 life. Yeah, it is a terrible card to play if they're at 20 life. You're paying 3 mana to deal 4 damage to them. But the lower their life gets, the better a card gets. And I'm playing a deck that is designed to rip off a lot of damage right off the bat. This is probably not a great hand, but I'm going to take it anyway. Let me give you a hint. If you're playing against Mono Red and they drop Runaway Steamkin, you kill that as soon as possible. Runaway Steamkin is that card that will let them do ridiculous, explosive plays like you would not believe. Alright, I'm going to take 2 from the Pyromancer. I'm going to go ahead and shock in response. Now, if I drop the Runaway Steamkin, they're probably going to go ahead and kill it, but it also means they're going to end up using some of their mana for the turn. That's going to limit their ability to do much more, unless they have Mountain Chain Whirler, which would be the optimal play for them. Nope, Fanatical Firebrand. That can kill the Runaway Steamkin. I need a 3rd land. Legion Warboss would be really nice right about now. I said I need a 3rd land. Okay, they don't have a 2-mana burn spell. Otherwise, they would have killed Runaway Steamkin. Ugh, Rekindling Phoenix. Bad juju. Alright, Legion Warboss. That'll pump this Runaway Steamkin. It'll make a suicidal Goblin token. Because the Goblin token created by Legion Warboss must attack, which means it's going to go face first into the Rekindling Phoenix. I need a Pyromancer or a Shock. Risk Factor. Alright, this is one of the situations where I'm going to go ahead and take 4. I'm at 18 life. I'll take 4 from Rekindling if he attacks, which to me is, I don't know, I don't like that attack. Because you're fixing to take a lot of damage in the crackback. And they're fixing to get even worse now. So here's what I'm going to do. Wizard Lightning, the Rekindling Phoenix, pump Runaway Steamkin. Resolve that. Wizard Lightning the token. I know I could have done something with the Runaway Steamkin, but now they're taking a lot of damage. And the most fun thing is now I could go ahead and risk factor them at the end of their turn with the Runaway Steamkin. This is not the normal mono red deck you'll see. Most of them aren't running Legion Warboss. They'll actually run a couple of Rekindling Phoenixes in that slot. I've run up against enough removal that I'd rather have Legion Warboss. Okay, Chain Whirler's fine, but that also means I can't run away Steamkin very easily. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do it now, because I'll make it a 2-2. Otherwise, if I do it after Chain Whirler, the minute I take the 3 mana off Runaway Steamkin, it dies. Now it will survive the Chain Whirler attack. Alright, they're going to go ahead and take the damage. I will go ahead and Lightning Strike Chain Whirler out of the way. And that'll be a swing for lethal. Yep. They'll go ahead and concede it. They know they've lost. Yes, I'm one of those horrible, noobish, mono-red aggro players. I love aggro. I love aggro decks. I'm not a huge control person. I've played it before. I can do alright with it. I just don't have any reason to play it. I much prefer and I have more fun playing a deck like Mono Red Aggro, which is why Gruul is going to be my go-to deck. Because thanks to things like Gruul Spellbreaker, oh, Riot, 2-2. So, whenever I'm attacking with it, whenever it's my turn, I believe it says, I'm hexproof and my creatures are hexproof, which shuts down cards like Settle Wreckage, which can just be a beating for a deck like this. Or just aggro decks in general. And Riot being that, okay, I can make it a 3-3, or I can get haste. Haste is really good against control decks. Because if they go ahead and wipe the board, well, I just go ahead and start dropping hasty creatures, and it makes it much harder for them to react to these. It's not like I drop a creature and then they untap and they have a turn to deal with it. They're taking damage straight right then. This is going to actually be a really nice aggro start for me, since they didn't have a way of dealing with Runaway Steamkin. We're going to go ahead and swing for 4, and Legion Warboss comes on board next turn. I'm not sure what they're playing. It looks like they're playing some kind of a white-black control? Life gain? Alright, Resplendent Angel is a pain in my butt. However, I have Fanatical Firebrand, Crack Resplendent, Shock Angel. End of their turn, I can run away Steamkin. Next. I've done that earlier where I've hit it early and there's no confirmation on Runaway Steamkin. If you hit it early, you will simply... I could have mentored the Lava Runner. What am I thinking? Anyway, it's possible to accidentally hit this before combat, and then you just pull the 3 mana off your Runaway Steamkin for no real result. Plague Crafter. Alright, Goblin Token goes away. Another advantage to Risk Factor over Experimental Frenzy is Risk Factor has Jumpstart. They're going to have to deal with it twice, and if they force you to discard it from your hand, you still get to cast it out of the graveyard using Jumpstart. So, with Mono Red, this is since I built the deck and have had Tracker on. I am at 118 wins and 82 losses with it, so I am 36 games above 500 with this deck. Mono Red is just good. Now, Mono Red is going to suffer come Ravnica Allegiance. I don't think it's going to be as is built right here, I don't think it's going to be a viable deck. And let me explain why that is in one word. Absorb. Absorb is being reprinted in Ravnica Allegiance. Absorb says 2 blue and a white. You counter target spell and gain 3 life. And that is not what my deck wants to see. I don't want you to gain life. 3 life means I've lost a Lightning Strike or a Wizard Lightning right there. Looks like I'm playing against Izzet Phoenix this time. We've already had a Phoenix hit the board. Depending on my draw, I can do really well against Izzet Phoenix, or I can just suck. As a hint against Phoenix, if you can kill Electromancer, it's a good idea. It's what really fuels explosive plays for them. I will be able to drop Risk Factor in the graveyard next turn, which will pump up the Lava Runner. If I jumpstart it, I'll lose the boost to the Lava Runner. They may drop a Drake this turn. Yep, there's a 2/4 Drake. That's going to slow me down. Banefire I'm going to hold on to because it's just a really good finisher. Especially if I'm going to keep drawing land. Alright, they're going to go ahead and kill the 2/2. Or the 1/2. They may take the 4 damage and drop to 9, which is fine with me. Puts me that much closer to being able to finish him off with Banefire. I do play a 1 of a Banefire just for control decks. This is where I'm going to start running into problems. They're getting control of the board, they're getting their engine going, and I'm going to run very limited on games. So they got 2 Phoenixes in the graveyard. I'm really hoping they run out of steam before they're able to hit the threshold of 3 instants or sorceries. And they did. Oh, alright, good. Good. I'll go ahead and drop the Firebrand, and I will jumpstart the Risk Factor, discarding the Mountain. I'll put him at 5. They're going to go ahead and let me have it. Alright, I'm not going to argue with that. Opt. That's 1. Crackling Drake. Ugh. Now they've got 11 points of flying damage on the board, which is bad. Decided not to attack. Alright, I've got 6 points of burn in hand. That's just barely not enough. Alright, I can kill them next turn. I just have to survive this turn. Let's see if they're able to. If they pull both phoenixes out, I can kill one of them. Nope, looks like they're drawn dead. I'll go ahead and swing 11. Put me at 9. Niv Mizzet. Haroon comes down. And lightning strike to their face for the game. Whew, close game, close game. I had to win this turn. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts. ICR is Famish Paladin. In the words of my nephew, nobody cares. Famish Paladin is one of those, part of a 3-card combo with lifelink and something allows you to deal damage with it that lets you kill an opponent instantly. And there's a reason why you never see it, because it's absolutely janky, incredibly easy to disrupt, and just really bad. So Mad Monster Slayer going to 5. Not what you want against an aggro deck. Especially one that is on the play. So Fanatical Firebrand, I'll send that right up Main Street. See what the first card is. Memorial to Folly. So am I running up against Golgari? If so, I need to get my stuff going fast. Otherwise, they could start really getting some life or something and gumming up the board. Yep, there's the Druid of the Cowl. We'll go ahead and drop the Chain Whirler. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and kill the Druid with the 2 Fanatical Firebrands to slow them down mana-wise. And it takes a blocker off the board. It's not like the Fanatical Firebrands are doing much for me right now. Risk factor. This is way early at 16 life to be dropping it, but I could use it to put pressure on. Or I could hold on to it after I've gotten a little bit more damage in. I haven't drawn any burn, so Ralva Runner is not hasty. Mad Monster Slayer, considering their options. I haven't seen a land drop yet. Makes me think they don't have one. Merfolk Branchwalker. Maybe they were just trying to figure out which one they wanted to play. So, that's going to make it a 3-2, but mine has first strike, and they bend it. Straight to the graveyard with it. They do have a land drop, okay. Well, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and hang on to the lightning strike, because if they block, I still kill the Merfolk Branchwalker. If they don't block, they take 3, puts them that much closer to death. And with risk factor in hand, if I don't have to lightning strike something, I could risk factor it into turn. Pfft, I'll take 3. What do I care? Second main. Ravenous Chupacabra. Taking out Chain Whirler? No, interesting. I'm not sure what they're planning. Oh, they may be planning of Vraska's Contempt. So I'll put them to 9 off of that. Oh, that's one of those brutal plays that just really sucks for them, is when you draw a second risk factor. Because now they're going to face it 4 times. That's going to put Lava Runner online. So if the Vraska's Contempt, they're still taking 2, and then they'll gain 2 back. Cast down. Okay. So not even gaining the extra life. I'll go to 7. Makes my risk factor all the more useful. Land number 5. That could be nothing. All right. Let's go ahead and risk factor on my main. See what they do. 1 card in hand. They're going to be real hesitant because of Wizard's Lightning. That would kill them if they take the 4 damage. Wow. Do they have an answer to Lava Runner then? Yes, they do. Okay. They're going to gain 2 life, go to 5. That's fine. In turn. I'm fine. I'm sitting pretty with 2 risk factors coming online. They have no life gain coming online. They've got 6 lands, but they've only got 1 card in hand. They're going to go ahead and return a Merfolk Branchwalker using the Memorial and play it. Gives them a creature and lets them dig a little deeper for an answer. Wildgrowth Walker is an answer, but it's not going to be the right one. Am I in his position? I almost think I bin it. Because unless you got another Explore creature in hand, it doesn't do you any good. Maybe that's the wrong play. I always second guess myself. I'm just telling you what I would do. He's really thinking about it. He's going to go ahead and leave it on top. We're going to risk factor off Jumpstart, discarding the mountain. Will they go to 1? If they do, I Lightning Strike next turn and kill them. 1 card in hand, I don't think you take the damage here. If I've got Shock in hand, I win. Yep, there it is. They go ahead and just let me have it. We'll go ahead and run away Steamkin. But I've got Lethal on the board. Or not on the board, but in hand. Unless they got an Explore creature in hand. They don't. They would have played it. They would have snap played it if they had it. They've decided to play it safe against haste creatures. Again, can't say I blame them here. But let's go ahead and win this game. Well, that's 6 straight win for the Mono Red. Can't argue. This has been a much better evening than I've been dealing with lately. What am I at? 1 hour, 16 minutes? You know what? I think that's good enough for tonight. I'm already kind of tired. Been a busy day. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here on a high note. So I stream every Friday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. The Friday night stream is Magic the Gathering Arena. That's guaranteed. I'm not planning on stopping Magic the Gathering Arena right now, especially with Ravnica Allegiance coming up, no matter how irritated I might get with the game. My way of resolving it is to simply not play during the week if I'm having trouble. I am planning to start a Monday night stream, but that won't be Magic the Gathering. Right now it's going to be Dead Cells off the PlayStation 4. So if you're interested in seeing a little Dead Cells action, tune in. It's probably going to be about the same time, 7:30 Central roughly. It's after my little one goes down to sleep. So, thanks for watching tonight. Thanks for sitting through with my draft and then some standard action next week. If there's an interesting event going on, maybe we'll play that. I'm not real big into the Pandemonium Constructed that's going on right now. It doesn't interest me much. Maybe there'll be some other event going on next week that piques my interest. If all else fails, I can always run some mono red aggro, maybe in a standard constructed tournament, and have fun with that. So I will see you all next time.